Welcome back. It is the Workforce on 94.3 WYBC, the rhythm of the city. I'm Wanda Coppage. I have the pleasure of speaking to today our February feature story and Sisters Journey 2025 calendar. Her name is Miss Vanessa Dorantes. How are you, Vanessa?
Hi, Wanda. I'm great. How are you?
I'm doing well. You look very bright on camera right now. You look very happy. I'm happy to have you here. And for those that are not familiar, we feature their stories on our website, 943wybc.com. You can also purchase the 2025 calendar. It's on sale right now. But while we have you, let's learn more about you from you. Tell us about the day you were diagnosed.
Honestly, Wanda, I felt like time stood still. I gotta take it back to 2010 when I had a benign tumor removed. It was, the first instance of feeling something wasn't right. So the
Okay.
importance of self breast exams, and so that kind of set my journey or trajectory in understanding breast health and awareness. So after that. Lumpectomy back in 2010, that set me on a course of every 6 months having mammogram ultrasound. So now, fast forward to 2019, I had just been appointed DCF's first Black commissioner. And with that, it was a tremendous responsibility. There
Right. And
was a lot of,
congratulations for that,
thank
by the
you,
way.
thank you. We
Mhm.
got a lot of things accomplished on behalf of our communities, um, during that time, my twins, who are now 23, were graduating from high school. So all of the senior year activities were happening. You get this appointment, and then I go to my regular appointment, and the oncologist says, "Hold on a second. Let me compare your films from 6 months ago." And she says, "I'm certain this wasn't here. What she was seeing on the film was not there 6 months prior."
Okay.
And she compared the two screens and said, "No, for sure, this is something that is clearly fast growing because it wasn't here 6 months ago, and we need to see what it is and to give you your treatment options." And when they tell you the doctor's voice starts to sound like Charlie Brown's teacher, that's for
Hmm.
real. Where
Wow.
I almost couldn't comprehend what she was saying at that point because we were doing the every 6 months to for this very moment, to
Right.
make sure that if something did occur, it was picked up quickly. And so, luckily, my husband was in the room with me, and we were able to kind of hear what she had to say once we were able to get a sense of really what was going on with my body at the time.
Okay. And take us from that moment. What are you feeling? What are you thinking? What's the next steps from there? And how are you managing this with everything else that was going on? Your
hmm
twins senior year. Talk us
hmm
through that.
I had just established my executive team professionally. You get the best people around you. We put together an exec team that really was going to help us continue to move the department forward, to understand the role that we played in keeping families together, keeping children safe, the enormous responsibility of regaining the public's trust in an organization that is kind of historically bound to not have a favorable opinion. But because I
Hmm.
had worked in the department for so long, my responsibility was to, start to evolve it in a way that helped keep kids safe, tune into community, help people understand that you don't have to be afraid to ask for help. And all of that had started to take rhythm in August of 2019. And my biggest fear to the doctor when she said we had to go and do once we explored what the treatment options were and I decided to do the double mastectomy was that I had to stop the momentum of progress
Yeah.
professionally. And then at the same time was, oh my gosh, two I have to move twins into their college campuses 1,400 miles apart. One was going to school in Rhode Island and the other in Florida. And I hadn't even said anything to them because, I didn't want them to be afraid. But then I also knew that it was important for me to be honest with them because as females, I wanted them to have an appreciation for breast health too.
Wow. That's a I'm just hearing you tell the story and I can already sense that that's a lot to manage and navigate through.
Mm-hmm.
What was that conversation like when you spoke to your boys or any
My
other
girls, they're
family
girls.
the
Yeah.
girls, I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
No,
What
it's
was that
okay.
like?
And it was important to recognize that as they were 17 at the time, kind of really understanding what they had just turned 18 and about to move away. I did the genetic testing, and fortunately, it revealed that I didn't have any genes
Okay.
that they should be concerned about. But it gave me an opportunity and a window to talk about, monthly breast exams and the importance of paying attention
Yeah,
now that their mom had this diagnosis, that,
absolutely.
this is something that they should be talking to their own doctors about, as well as to, me and my family.
You know
And so
what?
go ahead.
Go
Go ahead.
ahead. Go
Oh,
ahead.
I was saying I moved them into their college campuses, the second one on a Sunday, and on Wednesday I was on the operating table.
Wow. Making that decision, that's no small feat.
Hmm.
This is my third interview having a conversation about this. What goes through your head when they're giving you, the doctors are giving you the treatment plans, your options?
Hmm.
What factors into where you land? What are you considering? What's your thought process?
Yeah, I think this is where it's so important. And I so love that Sister's Journey has also embraced the importance of having a supportive partner. My husband, throughout all of this, was learning probably more than I did about,
Mhm.
what he needed to do to support me through all of this. And, when we think about the autonomy of women's bodies, sometimes the cosmetic goes through your mind. Oh my
Right.
gosh, double mastectomy, is that going to make me look, feel any different? And when you have a supportive partner, those things go out the window because it became about my health. It
So,
became about, what do you need to do to make sure that you're going to be okay, and what can I do to support you on that? I mean, at one point he's making a little chart to give to the visiting nurse on, my healing, and I was like, well, who is this guy? To the point where she said, can I take this, because I want to use that with all of my patients that have this. So he really stepped up, but it was scary for him. It was
yeah.
really scary for him. And so I think the decision to do the double mastectomy hit me. I can tell you exactly when it hit me. The way my doctor operates, the oncologist comes in, does the mastectomy, and then she worked with a reconstructive plastic surgeon who was in the operating room at the same time. So they kind of happened all together.
Oh, wow.
The reconstructive surgeon came in the morning of the surgery, and you know how they write with the marker on you so
Oh,
they know what to do when they go in there?
yeah.
It was that moment, as she was drawing on my chest of what was about to happen, that the tears just came. That was the first time the
Oh,
tears came like whoosh. And I said, oh my God, I'm supposed to, the markers running everywhere. And it was something that I did not anticipate, because you just never know, because everybody's journey is different of when it will hit you. And that's when it hit me.
you know what? I'm not speaking for you, but in speaking with the other women that I've spoken to, one, the common denominator here is the husband. You have a supportive, super supportive spouse,
That's my
but
dude.
you're so busy planning. Once you get this information, it's like you got to have all your ducks in a row. I got to make sure my children are. You're still going, so
Hmm.
you don't have a moment to fully process
Right.
what has happened and what needs to happen until you have that moment of tears
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
a marker.
Yep.
That's one thing for us as women, and
Yeah.
a positive for connecting with other women with Sisters Journey, because I think everyone has that moment and you get to share those stories together.
Mhm. Absolutely. And during my recovery, my best friend came over and we were talking, and she said that she felt something, but was going to wait until January, which was a few months away, to for her next appointment. And I said, if this doesn't tell us anything, we need to call. She called right from my house that afternoon, and she ended up having a positive diagnosis too. And so now,
Oh,
with radiation and chemo over for her, thank God she's cancer free.
amen.
But it's the importance of Black women having those conversations with each other
Each
and
other,
with the
yes.
people that we care about, that like, this is early detection saved my life, Wanda, without a doubt. Being able to have the doctor have that ability to look at something in that very narrow 6-month window and start a treatment plan in a way that was as aggressive as I was wanting it to be at the time,
Mhm.
was so, so important. So Sister's Journey is not only producing a beautiful calendar, they're saving lives.
Absolutely. And forming a community.
Mhm.
Your friend, she felt something was off. There are some women who don't feel anything. There's
Mhm.
nothing awry. So self-detection or self-examination is where it should start. Talk to
Yeah.
us, if you will, about that just a bit. Knowing
Yeah.
your body.
So the self-examination part is interesting because I had not had any physical outward manifestations. It was the doctor noticing something on the film comparison, but
Exactly.
my best friend did. So the
Hmm.
importance of regular mammograms, and if you have dense breast, the mammogram ultrasound will also give them information to be able to make decisions. And as Black women, speaking up if we don't feel right. We
Right.
hear health disparities that permeate in our communities because Black women say that they are not heard or believed, or things that typically with our white counterparts might get the kind of attention that they would sometimes don't are not afforded to us. So really making sure that because we know that our incidences of breast cancer are lower, yet our
Mhm.
mortality is higher because it's so, it's caught so late. The
Right.
early detection piece is so important.
So you have to go get your regular mammograms, and it definitely benefits you for self-examination so that you can know your own body
Hmm.
and what feels different if something
Hmm.
feels off. Because our body, we get a little older, things will start to change and feel a little different, but you have to be on top of that to
That's right.
recognize those differences.
Hmm. Hmm.
Vanessa,
And I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I thank you so much for sharing your story. You were about to share something else. Go ahead.
The last thing in terms of having a positive support system around you, Sisters Journey creates this external support system and network of other survivors, allies, people who are just leaning in and support. If you don't have a supportive spouse at home, or if there is not, but my work colleagues, even during my recovery, I was wanting to jump right back into things because, again, the work of the commissioner didn't stop. And they were like so tuned in to my recovery that, we need you to be 100%. We got this. We got, so having that support system at work, at home, and community is just so
Yeah.
important. And Sisters Journey is creating that for people just all across Connecticut. And I couldn't be more proud to be a part of an organization like that.
The work of the commissioner doesn't stop. The work of the woman does not
You
stop.
got that right.
We keep going no matter what.
You
That's
got that right.
sistersjourney.org. That is where you're going to find Vanessa's story, the 2025 calendar that we encourage you to get. We're also going to post this video as well as her calendar story on our website. So go to 943wybc.com. It has been an absolute pleasure speaking to you. Again, congratulations on
Likewise.
I appreciate you being here with us. Any final words?
The final words are my baby girls both graduated with their bachelor's degrees 4 years later on
Hey,
the same day. They're
congratulations.
healthy, thriving, almost adults, trying to be, they're adults.
I was going to say,
And I
they are.
just want to make sure that I am here to see it and to be able to be that representation matters in the Black community. And as a Black woman, I'm so proud to be able to just kind of lift up this little piece of awareness for not only my girls, but all the other women out there that, will hear this piece.
Absolutely. And we cannot wrap without shouting out your husband. So give a shout out to the hubby who stood by you and held it down. What's his name? And
He
show him
did.
love.
He's Sean Dorantes, and he actually is the proprietor of Connecticut's first Black bourbon, 1970 something.
No,
And so,
really?
yeah,
I'll get to them. Look at that's a small world.
yeah,
The friends from high school is
that's
what
right.
I call
Yep,
them.
he's one of the four.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Tell him Wanda said hey and great job.
definitely. I definitely will.
Nice. You guys keep it right here. We have more great music on the way. It's the Workforce with Wanda. Thank you so much, Vanessa. And shout out to Sisters Journey. Make sure you go get the calendar and keep it locked.